So as promised, a refresher on how to plot two or more sets of data on one graph. So here's some data. It's mythical data. It's not experimental. I just made it up, basically. So I have the independent variable, current, and I've got two sets of dependent variables. I've got the potential difference across the bulb, and I've got the potential difference across the resistor. So I want to plot both sets of data on one set of axes so that I can compare the two directly. So on my Mac, on this newest version of Excel, what I want to do first, I want to click on the Charts tab and select my scatter graph. It's the scatter graph, marked scatter they call it here, no connections between the points or anything like that. I'm going to click that, and it's going to appear here in my on my data table, overlapping my data table. I'm going to resize that and reposition it so that I can see my data in the background, because I'm going to need to get hold of that. So the way it works, there's nothing there at the moment, so it's up to us to put something in. So I'm going to control click on the chart area, and I'm going to select my data. That's the first thing to do. Select data. The way I like to do it, there are other ways, but the way I like to do it is to use the series bit down here and add a series. So each series is a set of data. So add a series. I'm going to call the first one bulb, and then I'm going to select my X values. Now, if this window is in the way, we can collapse the window by pressing this. If it's not in the way, we can just select the X values, that's the independent variable, the current, and we can just click and drag to put those in. So I'll show you how the collapsing window works. If I click on this one, and we can just click and drag to select the X data, and then we have to uncollapse the window again here. And now you can see this code has gone in, tells the graphing software what data is your X data. The Y data, I'm going to select what's in there, and the bulb data, this is the bulb data, I'm going to click and drag, and then we've got the information in there. So that's the bulb one done. I'm going to add another series. This is how we get two sets of data on one graph. I'm going to add another series. This one is now going to be called resistor. My X values are going to be the same. Click and drag. Automatically collapses the window so you can see in the background. The Y data here, it's the resistor value. Click and drag down, and there we go. We can see the graph developing in the background there. That's okay. We're done with that now. So there's the start of our graph. We can see there's no titles. The only thing there is a key, which is useful because we've got two sets of data. So we want to begin formatting that graph, make it look nice, and we can go up here to, we have charts already. We've got chart layout and formatting. So if I click the formatting tab, the chart layout tab, sorry, we can start putting in the title and other things that we want here. So let's start with the title. Title above the chart. What we're going to call it, I'm going to call it, let's delete that, I'm going to call it IV for bulb and resistor. Current voltage for bulb and resistor. We're going to axis, label the axes, the horizontal first, title below the axis, there we go, and that is current in amps. Now we're going to go and do the vertical rotated title, that's up there, and this is the potential difference in volts. Okay, so that's looking okay now. Not too bad. We want to put trend lines there, so I'm going to select my first set of data here, and I'm going to control click. I'm going to add a trend line. It's linear this case, defaults to linear. What I'm going to do is I'm going to display the equation on the chart, always a good idea. And I'm going to repeat for the other set of data. Right click or control click, add trend line. Options, display equation. Okay. Alright, that's looking good. Now at this point I'm going to, because I think this graph is very small and it's starting to get difficult to see what's going on, I'm going to put it somewhere else. I'm going to actually put it in its own page. So away from all these other things which I might accidentally click on, over here I'm going to control click and I'm going to move the chart. Move chart. And it asks me if I want where I want to put it. At the moment it's in the sheet, but I want to give it its own space, a new sheet. So let's call that IV graph. Okay, and it's going to now have its own, it's going to appear in its own window. It's going to be easier to work with. It's going to be bigger, you'll get a full page printout when you print it. So I'm going to continue formatting this, make it look how I want. Now in the key down here, the legend, I don't actually need these two here, so I'm going to delete those, just hit delete. I'm going to keep the symbol here, the symbols, because there are two lines and I want to know what the difference between those lines. The graph paper itself, I'm going to change that. I'm going to make it look like proper graph paper. So down here I've selected the numbers on the bottom and I'm going to control click and it gives me the choice of adding major grid lines, adding minor grid lines. Now there's neither at the moment, so I'm going to add both. Add major grid lines. I'm going to go back and control click again and add minor grid lines. And on the vertical axis we've already got the major grid lines, I only need to add the minor grid lines. So that's looking better. The points, squares and diamonds, that's fine if you like those ones. We can change those as well. If I select the series, control click, we can format the data series. Click on that and we get all sorts of things we can format. All sorts of things. I'd like to change the marker style. Crosses, vertical crosses, that's my preference. I'm going to click that. I'm going to make them a little bigger. I'm going to also change the color. Marker line, I'm going to make these ones black. And I'm going to hit OK there. I'm going to go to the other ones. Control click, format data series, marker style. I'm going to go for crosses also, make them the same size, and here I'm going to make these, well, dark red, that should do. That's fine. I can make them thicker as well. Maybe a little thicker might be better. Okay, that's a little bit excessive. Maybe 1.5. Okay, and you can see we can format these things. That's the kind of graph that I prefer. We've got the equations there, they don't have to stay there. I can move those around and we're about done.